All right, I'm going to bring us online, everybody. Hey, Flo. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started here in a second. John, I'm going to give you the option to unmute yourself. I didn't mean to mute you. I was just testing it out. So I know, yeah, once you can get some earbuds or maybe just turn that volume down, but no problem.
Well, let me see if I could turn the volume down.
Sure, sure.
How's it now?
Uh, sounds good. Yeah, sounds good. Nice.
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming to the Monday Night Improv U Drop In. I'm Anthony Francis. I'm your improv teacher, and I run Improv U here in Delray Beach, Florida. And in this class, we're going to be focusing on agreement, support, doing exercises and activities that are going to help us just be better at improv. You might be like, improv, what do I do? How do I do it? We're going to work on that. So, what to expect in this class? We're going to do some warm ups. We're going to do group exercises together in this room, and we're going to do other exercises in breakout rooms. So, while we're in this room, it is live streamed. So, please just be aware of that we're currently broadcasting out on our YouTube, our Facebook, and our Twitch channel, and my personal Facebook page. So, but when we go to the breakout rooms, it will be private and no one will see that. If you do end up doing an exercise with me because we don't have enough people or something like that, then just know that we will probably be live out here with everybody. So before when I explain the exercises, I'm going to demonstrate the exercise before I have you go off into a room and do it with a partner. If you have any questions, please raise your hand, your Zoom hand. There's also, you might also have like a raised hand icon. If you know how to work that, that's great too. Sometimes I miss the hand. I miss someone's actual hand. So I'll try to keep a lookout for that. Please keep your mics muted in this room unless you have a question or something like that, or if it's part of the exercise, just so that we don't get a lot of feedback. And if you're here just to watch and you don't want to participate, that's fine, but I would ask not to be in this room. Go ahead and watch on the live stream. So you can still get all the exercises without the participation part, but this is the most fun part, right? We all want to be in the room where it happens, right? So that's what you can expect from me. My expectations of you are please be kind and respectful to each other as we work together to play and have fun. Be respectful of yourself too. You know, if you do something and you feel like you didn't do a great job, don't beat yourself up. We're here to have a good time. Please do not remove any of your real clothing. Please also turn off your camera and mic, or you mute your mic if you have to step away to do anything private or personal, just to make sure that it doesn't bleed over. So just make sure that that stuff is turned off. There is no pressure to be funny or clever, ever. With me, with this class, with improv, you're enough just the way that you are. And that's really important to know, especially when we're about to get funny with strangers and get creative. There can be a lot of pressure. No pressure to do any of that. Improv is a process, not a product. So we're going to learn the process of improv and see where we go from there. So that's my little intro. Any questions, comments on anything? No? Good. Okay. Tonight, I wanted to start out with a quick kind of a Q&A. Like, you may have some improv questions that aren't related to any activities or anything like that. We'll do a little bit of that now, and then if there's any questions that pop up later, please feel free to, I'll open it up again for any of those questions. But does anyone have any questions about improv or the process of getting on stage or kind of the ins and outs of performing, anything like that in terms of improv, or just really just a shop question?
What's the most exciting thing about improv for you?
The most exciting thing about improv for me, oh, okay. So one time I was standing in line at the South Florida Parenting. If you don't know what that, South Florida Parenting is a group. My wife was a reporter, a journalist or a writer for them. She wrote articles for them, and so anyway, I was there, and I met a guy in line. He and I was there for work. I was there helping film the event, whatever. So I ended up talking to this guy in line. This is well before I ever did improv, and we just kind of hit it off, and we were kind of doing bits. And it was just like when you meet somebody who gets your sense of humor, and you're like, oh my God, I'm not the only person
Right.
who
Thinks
has
like
this sense
this.
of humor. You get me, I
Right.
get you, and like we've got this
Right.
like kind of cool comedic
Right.
chemistry. Uh, that was like a fleeting moment, and then when I joined improv, everybody was like that. So for me,
Oh,
the thing that I love is that when I'm in with improv, the people I'm around totally get my sense of humor, and I get theirs, and we're on a level that
yeah.
other people aren't on. I feel
Right.
like because of whatever, but it's like it's a rare kind of thing, and my people are all in one place. So for
Right.
me, that's the you know everyone's on the same page, and everyone's moving at the
Right.
same speed, and it's
Right.
really refreshing. So that's it for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
How long did that take? An hour? How long is it? So
Okay.
long. Let me tell you a story. It's never good. If I say let me tell you a story, it's never good. All right, so cool. Just yeah, if you have any other questions though, let me know. If it's like off topic, is my point. I wanted to open it up and be like, hey, if you have an off topic question about improv, you have the freedom of that. I open the floor to that today. All right, let's do a little quick warm up. I don't know how many of you have been sitting at a desk all day. I have been sitting at a desk all day. So let's do a quick little warm up. I like this one. This is a classic. I want us to smell some pizza. We've got two different slices of pizza in both hand. Hold it up here, and cat footage, bonus cat tail. Uh, so this is our favorite slice of pizza. This is our other favorite slice of pizza. Okay, look at them. You know what they are. You're gonna smell this one and blow on this one. Smell this one and blow on this one. One more time, smell this one and blow on this one. All right. Very nice. Very nice. And then smush them together in your hands. Oh, good. All right. Now, this next one is hard for me because I have a widescreen monitor here, or camera. But what we're going to do is we're going to play a little game called Hide and Screen. And the way Hide and Screen works is you're going to move out of the way of your camera. Okay? This is enough. And the rule is only one person can be on screen at a time. If you want to try and fill that empty spot, but as soon as somebody else comes on, you have to leave. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Here we go. Try to fill that space. Try to get in that spot. All right, good job. Very nice. Very nice. It's a torso warm up, right? It works the core a little bit. Um, all right, very good. Very good. This is a dumb one, and it's good to just get silly with everybody, but this is a good exercise too. This is going to help loosen up our jaw. It's a jaw shake. So you're going to take your hands like this, and you're going to shake them back and forth like that. Notice how it's starting to work the jaw. And I want you to take a big breath in, and we're going to breathe out, relaxing our jaw completely, and it should look something like this. Let's all do that together, like a bunch of weirdos.
Could you repeat that again, please?
Oh, just like this.
Right now. Right. Now I understand.
Very nice. I should probably keep my mic off for that. Let's do one more of those. Mics off.
Mic off.
Ready? Here we go. All right. Very good. I think it's YUHW, right? Repeated. Yeah, right? Okay. All right, nice job. Okay, warm-up's complete. I want to I wanted to do some warm-up scenes, and the way I want to do those warm-up scenes today is I'm going to put you in a room, and I want you to do um, some basic who we are, where we are, and what we're doing. Okay, so you're going to do a few different scenes together where you're being very obvious in your offering to your scene partner. So together, both of you through dialogue are going to say who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. All right. And this is an exercise, so it's not going to look like a scene. It's not going to look like a bells and whistles scene. I just want it to be very simple, PlayStation 1 graphics, like a real simple kind of a thing. It's a gamer reference. So let me show you what I'm looking for here. Let's have Matt. Why don't you be my partner for this? Okay. So we're just going to start out, and I'm going to say, "Hey, Charlie. I'm
Hey, Al.
Hey, I'm so glad you came and met me here at the water park.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I mean, I'm about to jump down this slide right now. You ready?
I am totally ready. All right, and
Let's do it,
scene.
man.
That's the whole scene for that part, right? You can go a little bit longer if you want. I just want you to get a couple of reps in. So it might seem kind of like obvious. I want you to do that, and I want you to remember at the end of each scene. Did you say give each other names to say who we are? Did you say where you are? And did you kind of give an idea of what you're doing? So to recap what Matt and I did, great job, Matt. Great job, by the way. To recap what Matt and I did, I said, "Hey, Charlie," right? I named Matt Charlie, and then I said, here we are at the water park, right? He named me. I said, here we are at the water park, and then he said, this is what we're doing. We're about to go down this slide. So that's all the context that we need. Cool. Any questions on this? No? All right. I will caveat this because some people might say, the who, what, where, that seems kind of old school, right? Well, I don't feel that necessarily. I think it's a good exercise to do because I think it's an important thing to know in your mind. We gotta get this who, what, and where out, especially if you're going to do short form improv. You have to get that who, what, and where out almost immediately because you got to set up the game, right? So we got to get a lot of things out fast in those short form scenes. So who, what, where is an important tool to have. It doesn't necessarily need to be a rule, but it's a good tool. Cool. Look at that.
And sometimes old can be really good.
Yes. All right. I should have been assigning rooms instead of talking. 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay. All right. Actually, I think the way it's going to work, I know I mentioned that if you end up with me, you're going to do, but let me see. I'm actually going to have you break off with each other. So one of you is going to have 3 in a room together. You're just going to take turns, right? 2 people per scene. Does that make sense? All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to do this. Remember, just run a couple of different scenes doing the who, what, where. And then you'll see a notification to come back. And when you get that notification, you can come back right away or you can keep working for that last minute. Okay? All right. Here we go. Hello again. Hello, everybody. All right. Flo and John are still having fun. Hang on a second. Feel free. Take the full minute. Take the full minute. It's totally fine. Okay. Welcome back. All right. So how'd we do? Any questions, comments about what we did?
I'd like to say that I love that exercise because it's very, like you said, very quick. You got to do that immediately, and this is a good warm up exercise in my opinion. I like this a lot.
Cool. Cool. Awesome.
I agree. I've never done that before, and it was really good to kind of loosen up.
Awesome. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it was good training for me to be nice.
To be nice, but you're already so nice. How are we? You know, being nice in improv is probably one of the harder things to do, and that is because we are having to think. We're off the top of our heads. We're making choices, and it can be very hectic, and so we can be a little guarded. So I totally get that, but it's good. Yeah, it's the really, we're working together. We're working together to build something. All right, I had a really hard exercise I wanted to do with you. Oh yes, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna get a little heavy today with this one. I think this is a really fun exercise. It's called problem and object, and the way problem and object work is A is going to come in with a problem and an item. Okay, so I have a flat tire and a bar of soap. Person B is going to come in with a problem and an item. Okay. I smell, and actually no, that's not a good example. That's not a good example because that already is easily linked. I need a different brain. My brain is working with me. So person A is I have a flat tire as my problem, and my object is I have a bar of soap. Person B will has my boat is sinking, and I have an old Game Boy. Okay, so these are the two problems and the two objects. Now, person A will say, well, if your boat is sinking, we can use my bar of soap to plug it up. And then person B would say, well, you have a flat tire, you can play on my Game Boy to help pass the time until AAA shows up. Hey, look at that. I did it. Okay, so person A comes up with a problem and an object. Person B comes up with a problem and an object. Person A solves person B's problem with their object and explains how. Person B solves person A's problem with their object, explaining how. Okay? Any questions on this exercise? Let's do a quick run. Let's go. Lexi.
I actually had a question. Does the
Sure.
object need to be unrelated, like you
Yes.
said?
Can be
Okay.
unrelated. That's why I redid it, because I didn't want the bar of soap to be so easily
Mhm.
noticed to fix that person's problem. I want you to have your own object and your own problem, because the challenge here is, and great question, because the challenge is I want you to be like, oh, how do I justify this object, and with your problem? How do we make these two work together? That's the real lift of this exercise.
Okay.
Is how do we justify? It doesn't look like these things match, but we're gonna come up with that justification. All right, and I think Rachel is here. There she is. Hi. All right, so Rachel, I'll go over this again real quick because I know you just came in.
Sorry, I was out with my friends. Sorry.
That's okay. Did you have fun? Did you guys have a good time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's like, I don't want to tell you about my hangout time. So, all right. So what we're doing is person A is going to come up with a problem and an object. Person B is going to come up with a problem and an object. And then you're going to have to figure out how to solve person A's problem with your object. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. So let's do a quick exercise of this. Let's go. Well, Lexi, let's do this. Your I'll give a problem and an object. You give me a problem and an object, and feel free to have it ahead of time because it doesn't
So
have
I
to
can
do with mine.
preload.
You can preload. You can preload on
Okay.
this. I think it actually works better because I think it gives you more of a challenge because now it's like, oh, these aren't related at all. Because we're more clever than we give ourselves credit for, and you would come up with stuff pretty naturally to solve my problem, right? So try to come up with something. All right. So my problem is that I have no money on me, and I have a hairbrush.
Well, my problem is the wheel fell off my skateboard and all I have is this cat.
Okay. Well, you look windblown from riding that skateboard all day, so you can use my hairbrush to comb your hair.
Okay. Well, you don't have any money, but you can pawn this cat. It's very rare.
Okay, so you actually did the exercise better than I did because you used your object to really solve my direct problem. So I'd like to go back and say that look at the way that Lexi did it because she really used the object to directly solve my problem, right? I just used the hairbrush on a completely opposite or completely different thing. So what I probably should have said for the sake of the exercise is you can use the hairbrush as a sled instead of a wheel and use that to ride home or something like that. Does that make sense? You did it right. I did it wrong. So, but that's okay. I'll edit this out. It's not like it's being live streamed across. No, but no, really, that was the right way to do it. Is to try to do it direct. And you can do like what I just did. Be like, let me go back. Hang on. No, I want to do it like this because
Okay.
you're working a muscle, so it's okay to fail, as I've just proven. Any questions? Mrs. I'm looking at you guys over here, by the way. So if I look over here, I see you. We understand this exercise. We're good? Yeah? Okay. All right. I'll put you in your rooms. Remember, you have a problem and an object, and then the other person, problem and object, and try, like Lexi did, directly fix the actual problem they're having with your object. It makes it even harder. All right. How'd I do with my math? I did it. I didn't pull you out too early, did I?
That was a good amount of time.
Good? Okay.
Yeah, it was a really good amount of time.
Good, good. I figured with this exercise, it's like, all right, they're not scenes, so we can
Exactly.
run them a little bit short.
Exactly. How does your wife like being a journalist?
She loved it. She used to be a journalist. Now she does search engine optimization, and she works with websites, bringing them internet traffic. So she's still a writer and a lot of writing.
Oh, that's good.
But she loved being a journalist. She tells me how she used to love to go to city council meetings, and
yes.
and
be the fly on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Welcome back. What did we questions, comments, anything about that exercise?
That was hard.
That's a tough one. A lot of failure. Good. Failure's good. Okay. I mean, you saw me do it. It happens. You're like, oh wait, I could have done this. Well, that's good. If you get the couldas, I call it the couldas because my first improv classes, I would have to drive home from Fort Lauderdale, where I took my first improv classes with Todd Bruno at Michael Joya's acting school in Fort Lauderdale, if you're familiar with Michael Joya. And I remember driving home, and I would just be like, I could have done this. And so these things happen. That's actually good. I consider that like your brain going, okay, I know what we can do now. I understand how to work this. So, all right, cool. All right, let's jump into the next one because I want to make sure we have some time to free play, but I do want to do this exercise. This will be more free. This will be a little bit more of a open scene that you can do with your scene partner. But what I want you to do is I want you to say after every line, I want you to say what you're saying makes me feel, and then say the emotion that you're feeling, or say how you feel, and then add to it. Okay, so it's open to however you want to go from there, but I want you to really, after every line of dialogue, convey how you feel. So, John, let's run this together and give it a try. Cool?
Okay.
All right, you and I are going to do a scene together.
Okay.
Just caught all these fish. We will have a good supper tonight, John.
That makes me feel hungry. Could it be that?
Yes, and I want you to throw another line in there. You get a freebie line. You get to say whatever you want. It makes you feel hungry. I love it.
Oh, that makes me feel hungry. I feel like cleaning that fish and scaling it and put it right on the barbecue.
What you're saying, John, makes me feel proud because I get to provide a meal full of sustenance for you and the family.
Yes, and that makes me feel honored that you feel proud about feeding my family.
That makes me feel so joyful, John, to hear you say that. All right, so that's just gonna flop on the floor now. So that's it. Does that make sense to everybody? Cool. All right.
Do you want an object in there?
No, you don't necessarily have to.
Okay.
I just personally like to have something.
Right.
Like if you can use something, have something, interact with some physicality, it's just going to help you as an improviser. Nothing is more challenging for us as improvisers than this. To just be here and improvise here, I think is really hard. So always give yourself something to do in a scene. If it's holding up a bag of fish, and then I said, you know what, that's fun, but let me pull a fish out because then I get to do this gag, and I get to do this gag, and I'm having fun, right? But it helps me get out of my head. We get more in our heads the less physical we are, I think. But anyway, I digress. That makes me feel blank. Each line has to begin with that. And then remember, give yourself another line at the end. That makes me feel proud to feed the family. I love taking care of everybody or something. If you want, but just know that you get to have an extra line in there. But that makes me feel blank. Back and forth forever. All right. All right. Let me make new rooms, get new buddies. Ooh, look at this lineup. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. All right. have a bottle of water on my screen and like just can't with it. All right. Okay. All right. How'd we do? Questions, comments about that exercise?
Well, I think we ran pretty much the gamut of
Okay.
different feelings. Yeah. But it was nice because we ended up being best friends.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Mm.
I'm just amazed at how easy everything flowed. Like it just kept going and going and going and going. There wasn't any of those stops and starts, and it just one flowed into the next. It was so easy.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Awesome.
Same thing.
I kept forgetting to like use my hands though, or like use the like I got to get better with that.
Well, that's a different. I always say, like, you know, if you want to focus on one thing a night, you know, even for yourself, even during shows, you know, if you find yourself, or if you're someone who does performances, or you just want to practice, just practice that object work on your own, just to get used to it, because it's one of those things that you can. It's just like anything else. You know, you're focused on one thing. Take time off of that. Focus on something else. Maybe you're focusing on names, calling your scene partner by name all the time. Take a break from that. Don't worry about it, and focus on just doing physicality. A great physicality exercise I like to do is I like to do something in the real world and then remove myself just a little bit from it. Like, let's say it's a keyboard and mouse. I look at how I actually use my keyboard and mouse, and then I take a step back. It's still like near me, but I then use it how I really use it, you know? Like I pantomime how I actually use those objects. Doing it with food is great because there's a million different ways to eat something. And, you know, that we eat things all different ways. You know, you pick it up, you fork a knife, spoon, how we drink things. There's different ways to drink. You know, you're drinking something from Starbucks is different than when you're drinking something from Dunkin' Donuts, because the straw is really long at Dunkin' and there's no straws at Starbucks. And I don't know who made that rule, but what was the question? That's right. Physicality. Don't worry about it. It comes. You just got to work on it on its own pace. I told myself I'd slow down. Guys, I get excited. I love improv. I don't know if you know that. I love improv. Okay, any other questions about this exercise? Comments? Any other questions in general about improv that you weren't sure about? I wanted to open that up again. If maybe something popped up, you were like, oh yeah, this thing. Improv shirts. How do I get them? We don't have any for sale right now, but okay. All right, let's jump into another exercise. Not another exercise. No, we're going to play now. I want you to just jump in. When you go in with your scene partner, whoever you get, I want you to agree on an activity that the two of you are doing together. This is the challenge. That's it. That's the only thing I'm going to put on you is when you get into your scene, you'll go, let's see. So Rachel, if you and I were in a scene together, or we end up in a room together, I'll say, Rachel, what's an activity that we can do together for this scene?
Two friends at Starbucks.
Two friends at Starbucks. Okay, so what would the action be that we could do together? So like we're drinking coffees?
Drink coffee.
Drink coffee.
All right, drinking coffee. Okay, cool. Let's do it. It's good today.
Yep. It is.
Yeah, it's rich. It's real rich today.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't normally drink it this rich, and yours is probably real rich.
Oh, neither do I. I never drink it this rich either.
Right, Rachel? It might be too rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still gonna drink it though.
Yep, because we paid for it.
We paid for it. That's right.
And it was expensive.
It was very expensive. All right, scene. Nice. So feel free to let your scenes breathe a little bit too. You know, there's some time where we're just drinking coffee. That's kind of what I want. I want you to realize that if there isn't dialogue to say, you can hold on to that object. Notice how it's a repetitive action, something we can do. So drinking coffee is a good repetitive action. Climbing a mountain is a really good repetitive action. Being in a shootout is really repetitive. Kung fu fighting, painting a picture, trying on clothes, hats, trying on hats, depending on who you're in a room with. And remember, improv hats, improv clothes. Okay, but just some examples of some repetitive actions that you can do. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. So that's the only thing. Find your partner and give yourself a repetitive action you both agree on outside of the scene beforehand. You start with that action and then move from there. Cool. All right. Here we go. So dark. You can't hear me. Hi, it's me. I'm back. Uh, there's a lot of microphone buttons to click. A lot of buttons to click. But if you're watching this and you like it, you can sign up for it online on our website, theimprovu.com, and click on drop-in classes, and you can sign up for that. All I need is a name and an email, just so I can send you the link, just so that these links aren't sent out to random people. Granted, you could send the link to someone I don't know. That's true. There isn't too much security on that, but I don't know who's really pirating improv drop-in class links. I mean, whoever really wants to come, that's fine. Then I'm glad. But if you tried to set up the chat, so if you want to chat something to me, let me know you're watching online. That's great. That would be great to know. Oh, time to bring them back. In case anyone's wondering, I am not a drug dealer. In case you were like, what are all these cell phones doing here? That's getting rid of them. Hey, Matt. I was just telling the audience that I'm not a drug dealer. All these cell phones I have. This is my little workbench. When I'm not teaching, I work on. I've got like a little computer stuff, and I build my own computers. So.
You do?
Yeah, you got that Raspberry, right?
I've got the.
How's that coming along?
You see this? Oh yeah, did you see this here?
Yeah.
Behold.
Oh, you got the. Oh yeah, you got the screen on it. That's awesome.
Got a little.
Oh, my son was just talking about that last night. He does that too, and he showed me his Raspberry. I'd never even heard of it before.
It's cute.
What is it? What is it?
It's a little computer. It's just.
Oh, that's so adorable.
It's neat. It's just a little thing. It's amazing what happens when you take someone who. I love improv and I can't do it, so my brain is like it just bubbles over, and then I start doing weird things, and it's been computers. So
it's been computers.
Yeah.
And what do you use the Raspberry for? You just use it for portable?
I use it to play old video games.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm
playing Zelda right now.
I'm thinking Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Yeah,
Could be.
Right.
That was
funny
a little
is,
before your time, wasn't it?
I know, yeah, right.
I could literally download all those games onto this, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Build it myself. Okay. Any questions or comments about what we just did? Okay.
That was fun.
That was a good one. I like that
Fun.
one.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was
Awesome.
fun. That was a fun one.
We
Good.
found out about how delicious makeup is. I mean, or not makeup so much as skin treatments. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, avocado and egg and sugar and all this. Yeah, interesting.
And those are real face cream things, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that? I don't know.
They are. They are.
Cucumber. Yeah.
They are real. They're
I don't
real.
know. I'm Italian, so I
totally
don't
real.
have to do anything.
Strawberry.
About like
Strawberries are very
we were two
refreshing.
friends. Like we started out with two friends in a park, and then we were two friends at a jumping place, and we were eating pizza and talking about
Nice.
lady cut into it or something. I don't know.
That's
That was-
awesome.
Took your karate suggestion.
Oh yeah? Just start doing karate?
Yeah, Lexi's a good student. She's a very good student.
Oh,
Very,
wow.
very good sensei.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I wanted to do something with the physicality. Just giving ourselves that repetitive action is going to be more like home for us. you know, or I should say, it's our home. It's our home. So when I say, you know, go to your home, it's if I don't know what else to say to my scene partner, just go to your home. Go to that physical action that you were doing before,
Okay.
And that'll just help you go back to normal. You know, but that's what we do as normal human beings: is we do an action and then we talk to people, and when we're done talking to that person, we go back to doing stuff. You know, so that's kind of that. Any other questions or comments? I do want to address. This too. John, you made you made an accent, like a Asian martial arts accent. I want to address that real quickly. In improv today, one of the rules I like to follow, and I think it's just a good kind of thing to know, is that we only do accents of people that it looks like we could portray. Which means for me, I can only do, I could do Russian, I could do German, I could do Italian, I can do anyone in, you know, in the United States. Obviously, I'm an American citizen, and there's different accents like New Yorker, or, you know, Southern or something like that. I just wanted to address that because I think it's important that we're at like a big shift with improv, right, and being aware. And I just wanted to take that opportunity to kind of say, hey, let's focus on that, especially with Asian culture. As someone who did martial arts for years, I did Taekwondo, so you know,
I did Tong Sudo.
nice, yeah, like you
Okay,
understand
sorry.
that it's you have a respect for it, obviously, and it's like I just want to like bring that up, like we should be aware of that, especially with what's going on today and what happened on the news recently.
Yes. Thank you.
I think it's weird that everyone is buying guns, but no one buys bulletproof vests. Like, does that make sense? I'm not trying to like I'm just saying, like, I find it amazing how in America there's so many shootings and everyone just goes out and buys more guns, but it would look so weird if people just started showing up in bulletproof vests everywhere, even though that's not so weird if you look at the numbers. Is that okay? All right.
I'm gonna go buy myself
I
a bulletproof
apologize.
vest
You know,
tomorrow.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I just wanted to it's important to talk about. We have to talk about what we can do in improv, because improv in 1995 and improv now is drastically different, and no one really talks about it unless they hit one of these things in class or something, and we got to bring it up. All right, any questions?
Could you address, I don't know if this is a fair question, but I'll ask it. What would you say is the ultimate goal of improv?
The ultimate goal? Oh, man. Okay, so if I had my way and improv was taught in schools, I think the ultimate goal would be to be able to listen and support. Agreement and support, I think, are the number one things you need to be good at with improv. So I think the ultimate goal of improv is agreement and support. You know, everyone who's really great at improv is a genuinely nice person, and that's not a quote. I heard that from T.J. Jagodowski, who's an improviser in Chicago. If you're not familiar with him, or if you don't watch Sonic commercials, T.J. Jagodowski and Dave Pasquizzi are two of the best improvisers, I think, in the world. And one of the things they said is just that, being nice is what the goal of improv, or like the best improvisers are just really, really nice. They have good manners. They're polite. They listen. So I think if everyone did improv growing up, we would just have a much more polite, attentive society.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? Anything at all?
yeah. Don't kids play this game when they're small? You're always playing Let's Pretend. Didn't you start out that way?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like improv is you know, when you were a kid, you were like, let's play together. Let's play pirates. And it's like, okay, I stabbed you with the sword. No, you didn't get me. Right. I think like as adults, we're like, wait a minute, we can play this game and we could keep the game going if we all agree on certain ground rules or something. Improv is just playtime for adults, where we all got together. We're like, we can fix this. We're all mature now. We can do it.
Rachel used to come up with some stuff when she was little.
I
It's
still
like,
do.
still do, right?
Because I'm still a kid, even though I'm a teenager.
Rachel, do not grow up. Don't grow up until you absolutely have to.
Right.
All right. Anything else? Anybody? We good? All right. Thank you very much. I plug the. Let me do that real quick. This class is completely free. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. However, you can donate. You can go to Improv U on PayPal, and I will shoot you that link because it's paypal.me/improvu, or you can go to this link right here. And if you want to throw us a couple of bucks, that's great. If not, that's totally fine. Some of you have already donated, and I cannot thank you enough. It helps cover the server costs, helps cover the hosting, and I can tell you all that we are going to be back live in-person classes in Delray Beach starting in June. What I mean by that is starting as soon as most people are vaccinated, or the majority of people are able to get their vaccinations, and vaccinations are open to everybody. I'm not going to open classes until I'm vaccinated, and everyone else, in the area at least has the chance to be vaccinated.
And I read an article that they said after the second, if you're getting 2 vaccinations, that 29 days is really the time frame after that second vaccination where the full effect of the vaccination takes hold. Just so.
And okay, that's good to know. Yeah, we don't know what it's going to look like yet. We're going to do our best. Like I said, vaccines first, and then from there we understand people may not be comfortable taking their masks off. I get that, so we'll kind of see what we end up with. But we feel like June is a safe time. But again, that's like once we know. So if you're in my area, if you're around here, if who's not from the Florida area? No, we're all from here. We're all within driving distance? Okay, cool. Well,
Anthony,
thank you.
Could you also send that link to the email, just because I can't get on it from here right now because I don't know what my PayPal thing is, and I'm going to...
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
I certainly will. But thank you guys for being here, and for all you new people, thanks for coming and checking it out. And that's class. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Anthony.
I'm still trying to get some of my friends involved.
Thank you.
Oh, that would be fun. I would love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank
All right.
Thank you
If I
so
offended anybody, I apologize.
John, you're good.
Bye,
We love you,
Nick.
buddy.
By next week, my friend Jordan's probably gonna come on. She's the same age as me.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, good.
I love it.
That sounds good.
Take
Thank you,
care.
John. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks.